Hi there, I'm Margaret Montet, and I'm here to give you a little speech about my Segway tour through Paris. When I was putting the speech together, I was thinking about, what is the most interesting thing I've ever done? What would my audience like to hear about? And I thought about the time I went to Paris to speak at a conference. This was in 2007. And in order to learn about the city, my friend and I took a Segway tour through Paris, which seems kind of incredible at that time. This was a new thing to do. And the first thing we had to do, we met with our tour guide, and we went to a little courtyard where we had to learn to ride the Segway. First, we had to learn to stand on it, and then we had to learn to drive it, make it go fast and slower, and learn how not to go up on a curb, just basically navigate the thing. So we spent about 20 minutes learning that. There was me, there was my friend Sue, and then there was a father and son. So it was just the four of us doing this with the tour guide. We went around and did some sightseeing, and our tour guide, it was good because she's American, and I was going to tell you about that in a couple minutes. But she took us around and she told us about all these neat places that you've heard about in Paris. The Eiffel Tower, and there's a picture of me standing in front of the Eiffel Tower on the Segway. We went to the Louvre, we went to Les Invalides, where Napoleon's tomb is, and we went to Place de la Concorde, which spelled the end for Marie Antoinette and Louis XIV. That's where they were beheaded. It was also the ending place for Le Tour de France, the big bicycle race. And when we were there in the beginning of July, that race had just ended. So we saw all the bleachers and all the stuff set up for it. We didn't see the cyclists, though. We also went to the Tuileries Gardens, which is right outside of the Louvre Museum. And we were not allowed to ride motorized vehicles through the gardens, so we had to push our Segways through the gardens like they were old-fashioned lawnmowers. And that was so much fun, and we had a nice lunch at a cafe. I mentioned our American tour guide. This turned out to be a wonderful thing because she gave us some great tips on finding our way through Paris, using the metro, and how to buy tickets for the Louvre. Most tourists spend a long time waiting in line. She told us where to go underneath the museum. There was a CD store, and they sold tickets, and you didn't have to stand in line, so we saved a lot of time. She also told us about a great department store where we could go and find souvenirs to take home, and some of them could be gourmet items. I brought some French honey home, and a friend of mine was having a baby right at that time that I was in Paris, and I found some cute little baby things with French icons on them. So that was a really neat thing to learn about, the Monoprix department store right on the Champs-Élysées. So we knew where we were going with that one. So this was really a great tour, great experience, and when I got home, I took my notes from my travel journal, I took my pictures and the stuff I put in my scrapbook, I put it all together and into an article, and I actually got the article published at gonomad.com if you want to look it up. But it was just such an interesting and unique experience, and one of my favorite, most interesting memories.